What is spirit? Do good and evil exist? Why does it matter? And how do you know? In general, spirit refers to an animating, vital, life-giving force, a supernatural essence, the immaterial, sentient part of a human being. Most religions believe that the spirit provides a connection to the divine. The word spirit comes from the Latin word spirare, which means to breathe. It is then interesting that the Genesis account of creation reads, God breathed into man the breath of life, and the man became a living being. The knowledge of what is good and what is evil is imprinted on the hearts and minds of every human being. If it were not, why have civilized cultures throughout all of history regarded actions like giving and helping others as good, with actions like thievery and murder as evil? When watching a movie, why do we pull for and even expect good to win over evil and for justice to prevail? The knowledge that there is something more than just this physical life creates a belief that what is done here matters now and in the hereafter. What creates this? Many believe it exists due to an omnipresent, creative source that can be drawn upon by each of us to provide direction that will ultimately lead us to a heightened state of well-being. This heightened or enlightened state results in decision-making and actions that benefit us and the world at large. Throughout all of human history, reference to this source is documented and given a place of sacred reverence. It hearkens us to live in ways that are for our highest good. It is referenced in many ways and beckons us in a still small voice toward itself, toward the Creator. I'd like to introduce you to a concept you may or may not have considered. As we have talked about a paradox from the beginning of this learning, here's one of the most important. In the search to rule, we will serve someone or something. The human being was not created to sit on the throne of our own heart. The more we seek to rule, to serve ourselves and our own selfish desires, the further we travel from the path that will truly satisfy and create inner peace. Each decision we make takes us down one of two paths. The path paved with serving others leads to love, peace, joy, and happiness. The path paved with serving self leads to envy, greed, sloth, anger, and loneliness. Think about eulogies at a funeral. What is talked about when death has come for someone? Is it how they thought about and served themselves? No, it's any and everything that can be thought of relative to how they helped and served others, where they were spiritually when they passed from this life to the next is on the hearts and minds of all present. Great hope and thankfulness is derived from everyone there when the loved ones have confidence about where the person is now, that their physical life has come to an end. Have you thought about what moves on? Is it the sum of what you believe and what you do as a result of those beliefs? One of the laws of motion is that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. I submit to you that there are actions that are magnified, giving the ability for that action to create an even greater reaction. This can work for good or bad. If my actions are such that I am served first, then everyone I come into contact with daily must be behind me in line. This by its nature creates negative energy, repels others, and results in scarcity. The opposite is also true. Think about someone skilled and strong, committed to the beliefs of courage, justice, mercy, generosity, faith, honesty, loyalty, and hope, who believes in those noble virtues so deeply that they commit their life in service to them and those in need. A powerful example of this for millennia has been the night. I ask you, are we in need of more nights today? There is a Native American story that illustrates this well. One evening, an elderly Cherokee brave told his grandson about a great battle that goes on inside people. He said, "My son, the battle is between two powerful wolves inside us all. One is evil. It is anger, envy, jealousy, greed, arrogance, self-pity, hate, sloth, gluttony, and false pride. The other is good. It's joy, peace, love, hope, humility, kindness, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith." The young brave thought about it for a minute, and a look of concern crossed his face as he asked his grandfather, "Which wolf wins?" His grandfather replied simply, "The one you feed." Here's a poem that beautifully illustrates this. "Two natures beat within my breast. The one is cursed, the one is blessed. The one I love, the one I hate. The one I feed will dominate." Think about Martin Luther King Jr., Mother Teresa, Mahatma Gandhi. These people took a courageous stand based on their core beliefs in the midst of very difficult circumstances. Each of them could have justified in their own eyes and to others a different path than the one they chose. Instead, they chose the path of light and love. They approached the source of all life and listened to the still small voice. The result was a heart of peace and love. Love is often misunderstood to be an emotion. It is in fact a state of awareness, a way of being and a way of seeing oneself and others. Love enacted creates a set of decisions that we make daily. The decisions that these modern day knights made in the face of greater adversity than we face is a shining example for us to follow. We must decide daily to abandon the false that misleads and betrays. We must decide daily to seek truth, to be introspective, to be honest. This must start with ourselves, and through that, we'll grow to others. Each of these shining examples lived mightily in this way and changed the world as a result. Turning to spiritual strength is then the final paradox that must be mastered, because it is a surrendering of self that is an ever-evolving process. As proof of this, I submit Martin Luther King Jr., Mother Teresa, and Gandhi as examples of modern-day knights. Each of them succeeded in this, and I challenge you to join me in living a life committed to doing the same. I appreciate you being here. Crush it. We're stronger together.